Thank you, Michael. The I see a very different future for higher education. My PhD dissertation was actually on issues of an aging workforce and looking specifically at a phenomenon of work after retirement. And in that research, what happened was that we had organized society around the traditional life course. So, people go to school, they work, and then they retire. And the general pattern was that you didn't go backwards, that was a sequence of events. And I think the same thing has happened in education and higher education to a large degree, is that we have assumed and we have put structures in place to accommodate a traditional model. And people don't generally live that traditional life anymore. So we have to really look at what choices people are making in this new arrangement and be able to address those in higher education. Specifically, affordability, access, quality programs are always going to be drivers. And the general trend, I think, would be to understand why each individual is coming to that particular experience and be able to customize the higher education path for that individual, Michael.
It makes a lot of sense. Tom, I'd love your perspective.
Yeah, so I think within higher education, obviously there are pockets where I'm not convinced things will change that much, because there's a bundling of value that is very entrenched. We're not going to stop sending our kids to college and so forth. But if you sort of set that aside and think about the lifelong learning experience and the role of higher education within that, I think there's tremendous opportunity for change there. And so if you think of graduate school opportunities for getting a master's in whatever domain, we're expecting that to be transformed, not just from this COVID-19 experience, but just from the sort of arrival of new technologies and new approaches. And on the business model side, I think, obviously there's been a big opportunity in terms of the cost equation, where you can make things more affordable. If you're leveraging technology, you can make things more accessible with technology. But at the same time, I think that there's often, too little discussion or too little time spent on the value itself. And the higher educational service of providing outstanding education and great community and network have sort of gotten too little attention, I think. And now that many people have sampled different offerings, I think my hope, at least, is that the lifelong learner becomes a very sophisticated selector of between all these alternatives, and that sort of raises the bar on everyone.